Hello, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning in, and welcome, as always, to the Joy of Piping, where today we're smoking a little Jake Hackert stubby pipe, which you guys have seen before, and in it we're smoking some Mississippi River. Now, I found myself kind of pressed by the idea to talk about tobacco, tastes in tobacco, and whether or not they actually change. And this is something I've thought about quite a bit lately, honestly. I found myself looking back at some old videos, and it appears to me that things that I enjoyed 6, 8, almost 10 years ago now, things that I enjoyed back then are still tobacco blends that I enjoy today. And I touched on this idea probably 4 years ago in a video called Back to Basics, where I would mention that I had gone through a period where I was experimenting with new tobaccos very frequently, and had kind of hit the wall and decided that I didn't enjoy the process anymore, and that I'd like to go back to blends that I knew in the past. And everything, as soon as I went back to the blends that I loved years before that, it was as if nothing had changed. My taste buds were right back at home. My preferences were as they were years prior. With a little further research, I discovered a video from early on my channel where I mentioned that tobacco rotation for me was starting to change. So I watched the video, and it dawns on me that as much as I was rotating the type of blends that I was smoking, my taste in tobacco did not change. So I guess the question today is, does your taste in tobacco actually change? Or is it merely just a product of seasonal preference, the pipes that you're smoking, possibly the beverage that you pair with it? Is there something about the environment that's changing the quality or the level of enjoyment that you're getting from that particular smoke? And I'm tempted to think that overall, your taste in tobacco will not change very much. At least this has been the case in my experience. And to provide a more solid example, I am currently smoking, as I said, Seattle Pipe Club Mississippi River, and there's a video, and I am drinking black coffee. There was a video here on my channel from several years ago, probably 7 or maybe 8 years ago, where I am passing by the Statue of Liberty when we were still up north, and I am smoking Mississippi River and drinking coffee. Now, at that time, I was drinking coffee regular. For those of you who do not know what coffee regular means, that's milk, 2 sugars. And I was getting the same level of enjoyment, and my taste bud memory is identical. That bowl of Mississippi River to this one. So that I believe that is a testament to the consistency of the blend. Now, there was a period there where I would question some of the consistency, but hopefully at least it appears that they've ironed that out. But if I'm remembering that experience, and it's so vividly close to what I'm enjoying today, and we're so many years on, and I've changed the way that I take my coffee, and I've changed a lot about my diet, and a lot of other things have changed since then. The one consistent thing is the tobacco itself. That would lend me the idea that maybe it's not my taste in tobacco that changes. Perhaps the only thing that we get is kind of a rotation. We hit a period where this is what works best for us, and then this works best for us, and then this works best for us. Some people it's seasonally, so typically I would not be smoking Mississippi River at this time of year. Not because I'm not enjoying it, but because typically, for me at least, and I'm sure a lot of you guys as well, Latakia lends itself to being smoked when it's colder outside. There's a campfire essence to Latakia, as a lot of us have likened it to in reviews and sharing our thoughts on tobaccos. And that usually is associated with colder weather. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the only time of year that you can smoke it, or that you should smoke it. But it certainly says that for most of us, we probably won't reach for it in the middle of July. But when spring comes, and then summer with it, and then the fall comes back around, and we don't reach for Mississippi River anymore, maybe we're more entertained by something else, does that mean that our taste buds have changed? No. Because at some point, you will likely go back to enjoying that blend just as much as you did previously. It might just be that at this point, you're craving something else, or there's a preference for something else. And that to me is like a seasonality in your taste buds personality. There'll be times of the year where, for example, let's say this. Let's not talk about times of the year. Let's just say this. This is probably the easiest way to sum this up. There are Coke drinkers and there are Pepsi drinkers. I have been both. And I'm at a point now where, I used to drink nothing but Coke, and then I moved down here and it became Pepsi. So it's been Pepsi for about 7 years, and now I'm kind of back. Now I'm drinking Wegmans brand cola, which is somewhere between the two of them. I will drink one if they do not have the other, but I have a preference for one over the other at any given time. Does that mean that I don't like Coke? No. Does it mean that I don't like Pepsi? No. It just means that right now this is what I enjoy the most, and when I do go back and enjoy Coke or Pepsi, I still get the same level of enjoyment that I got previously. And I think tobacco, at least in my case, works much the same way. Whether that makes sense to you or not, I don't know. The honest truth is, it is very hard to wax philosophical about tobacco because this is very objective. Subjective. I'm looking at it objectively. It's your own personal experience. So I ask you to ask yourself this question. Does your taste in tobacco actually change, or is there something else at play there? If you were to go back to something that you used to enjoy that maybe you're not enjoying quite as much now, is it going to be a bad experience? Or are you still going to get a good smoke out of it? I guess that's the real food for thought today. Well, that's about the most coherent that I can possibly be in a video, because I lose, without a list and notes, I tend to lose track of where I'm going with a lot of things. My brain jumps around a lot. I guess that's why I'm better suited for what I do now, because I can roll with the punches a little bit better. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But as you can see, it's a beautiful Friday morning. I am working from home, kind of. I've said before I'm in heating and air conditioning, and now I'm the sales guy for a heating and air conditioning company, which means that working from home means I just kind of sit at home, and when they don't have anything for me to do, this is what I do. My backyard is green and enjoyable, as I said in my last video, and the birds are always singing here. Even with all these people home, it's not so bad. So I'm going to continue to enjoy the little bit of Mississippi River that's left in this pipe. And I wish you all a happy Friday, an enjoyable weekend. Please stay safe out there. We're getting there, guys. We're almost there. I know social distancing is a pain in the ass. It sucks. You can't do anything, but hey, you know what? I saw an interesting sign the other day. It's actually just outside of my neighborhood. It says 6 feet apart or 6 feet under. You choose. It's kind of a good idea. Yeah, there's a saying, better safe than sorry. Sometimes it's a good thing to be safe. And I think that's right now is one of those times. So y'all stay safe, take care of yourselves and your families, and we'll see you on the next one.